This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends, what's going down? It is a Tuesday afternoon here on Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, broadcasting on the airwaves of ESPN 1090, streaming on YouTube. Let's get going with the YouTube chat this afternoon. And tonight you'll catch up to us on television, Channel 4 San Diego. By the way, I'm blown away by how many people, and I'm telling you, it happens all the time, where people say to me, dude, I'm seeing you on TV. You're sucking me in. I don't even necessarily watch sports talk shows on TV, but you guys are getting me. So glad to have everybody who's watching on Channel 4 San Diego, part of the Cox View Network. And of course, you can get us anytime you want us when we're on podcast, audio podcast, Apple, Spotify, and the list goes on and on. Fellas, we had the day off yesterday. So I want to ask you guys, coming out of the weekend, and here we are on a Tuesday, when the NFL season is over. By the way, real quick, I'll interrupt where I was about to go with this. What did you guys do on Sunday when there was no football for the first time in the last 26 weeks or whatever it's been? What'd you do on Sunday, Browner?
Watch Steph Curry score 50 points? What did I
do? No. But earlier in the day, because the NBA All-Star game was like Sunday night football. So, if you were normally watching a 10 a.m. football game, or if you were watching a 1:30 football game, let's just say you had from 10 a.m. until, call it 4 p.m., which would normally be occupied by football. What did you do for those 6 hours, the first Sunday of no football?
I know I specifically watched Encanto, the entire thing, full costume.
How many times?
Well, this day once, but
okay.
Full costume.
What's Encanto? What is that?
It's a Disney movie.
It's a new Pixar movie it's this year's or last year's Pixar movie.
Yeah, so we have all the toys. We have the house. We have all the characters.
She
has the
don't
costume.
Talk about Brew. No,
right.
No.
So we have to get it all out and do it as the movie's going. It's kind of a pain, but she loves it.
Okay. All right. So you were watching a Disney movie with child playing father, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, not playing. Doing. Being.
Right. Grande, how about you? First Sunday without football. What'd you do on Sunday?
8:30 in the morning. I was at Home Depot, buying, exchanging my propane tank for my West Coast Barbecue Shop Napoleon grill, because it was gonna get put to use that day. It was the meeting of the family, Scott, extended family. My mother and 2 sisters met Mars' family on Sunday, or some of her family on Sunday here at our place. So I was grilling up from.
You mean met for the first time?
Not her mom and sisters; they've met already. But like her.
Was that nerve-wracking the first time? You're like, oh, are they gonna get along?
No, dude. Her mom and my mom are like identical twins. They're the same person.
Anybody speak English, or is everybody speaking Spanish
English.
full time?
Everybody's English.
Oh, really? English?
Yeah, racist.
What kind of question is that? What are you doing? Is it like in Ecuador?
What are you talking about? I mean, these are all Mexican people.
How do you know that they're all Mexican people?
Is Mars' mom not Mexican?
Mars' mom is part Mexican.
Okay. Are Mars' sisters part Mexican?
Mm-hmm.
Is Mar part Mexican?
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody speak
Spanish?
I don't
even think Mar speaks Spanish.
Oh, really? You don't think, or you don't know?
No, I know she does. She does, but barely.
Really?
Yeah.
I just was wondering if Spanish was the preferred language.
It's a mix, but I would say the majority, probably like 80% to 90%, is in English.
Wow. Okay. Gotcha.
Me and my mom are like 95% English as well. Like when I
did you grow up in your house as a kid speaking Spanish?
I grew up in my grandparents' homes only speaking Spanish, like exclusively. Till this day, my one grandparent that's still alive is exclusively Spanish. Certain family members are just Spanish, but for the majority, it's English.
Okay, so you were at Home Depot early in the morning exchanging your propane tank so you could use your West Coast Barbecue Napoleon grill. Yep. Shout out to our man Brian Bushfield.
Shout out.
West Coast Barbecue, westcoastbbqshop.com, 2330 Proctor Valley Road in Chula Vista. Anything you need for the grilling season, he got them.
Not only that, I referred Mars' uncle to Brian he's building his backyard out right now. So I told him, well, there's only one person to call to get that built-in grill installed for you. So now her uncle's gonna go visit Brian, and they're probably gonna deck out his backyard with the built-in
Sweet.
stuff.
Sweet. It's funny because on Saturday night, I was at a party at somebody's house. They were moving out of this house, these friends of mine, and they have one of those giant Italian pizza ovens that Brian has. And I took a picture of it and I was like, dude, I'm working this thing right now. Those things are awesome. If you love making like pizzas outdoors, pizzas are hard to make because you get the dough, right? It's like a baseball of dough. And then you got to try and pound it out. And then you got to try and stretch it all out. And sometimes you roll it. I was doing the whole pizza delivery or the pizza shop guy, the flip thing. Powder was flying everywhere. I was wearing a black shirt. I mean, it just was a disaster. But when you put these pizzas into this oven, dude, in like a matter of like 2 minutes or so, you have these delicious pizzas. So I was sending Brian pictures. I'm like, check me out, dude. I am working this thing right now. Okay, so the family gets together on Sunday. Then what happens?
Yeah, 8:30 in the morning, Home Depot. 9:30 in the morning at a Mexican carniceria and buying everything that I need to get. 11:30, I'm grilling. People are probably over around 12, 12:30, 12:15, and they last person leaves 5-ish.
Okay, so your whole day, no
Gone.
football.
Didn't even
You're
watch TV.
occupied with family. Okay.
Didn't even watch a single second of television that day.
Okay. No All-Star game festivities or anything like that.
Zero.
Okay. All right. So Browner's day was I'm a dad. I'm watching Disney movies. I'm playing Disney toys. No football.
Right.
Your day is family. Put Mars family together with your family. Let's everybody do a beautiful thing. TV's not even on.
Yep.
Okay.
Bad Bunny is playing.
Oh, really?
Did you get your
Bad
tickets
Bunny?
yet?
He's here tomorrow, and I don't have tickets tomorrow. I have tickets for
So-
September.
So wait, so Bad Bunny's here tomorrow at the arena?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it was Friday night of this past week, or maybe it was Saturday night. I don't remember which night. But Justin Bieber was down at Pechanga Arena.
And now he
right?
can't. He postponed his tour because everybody got COVID that day.
Oh, really?
On his team, not people in this. I'm sure people in the crowd, but his whole crew got COVID somehow.
So I had no idea that Justin Bieber was in town. I'm like the concert scene in town. I got no idea what's going on. I don't know who's coming in, when. I don't know where they're playing. So I didn't even know that Bad Bunny. You say he's tonight or tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Bad
Oh,
Bunny.
dude, my
Got any
homegirl.
hookups? Got any hookups?
My
Well,
homegirl
we
wants
might
to
at
go
the end.
to a thing at the Belly Up, so I gotta reach out to you about that.
Your homegirl wants to go to
Tiffany.
something at the Belly Up.
Definitely.
So wait, so now you're calling in favors for friends that you're doing favors for.
No. I didn't. No, I'm going to this thing. I just don't want to pay.
Oh, it's for you.
Yeah, I don't want to pay.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of the Belly Up, I will just say, and I'll make this very, very, very brief. Tonight I will be at the Belly Up. A friend of mine, gosh, I can't believe it. 50 years old. Her name was Carrie McReynolds. She battled and fought very courageously for several years, breast cancer. Oh man. And last week, it was Tuesday or Wednesday, she finally, she just couldn't battle anymore. It was just the pain, she was kind of withering away. Let me tell you something. You talk about somebody who was a San Diego sports fan, who was a San Diego Charger fan, who loved sports, who loved life, music and concerts and everything else. I mean, let me tell you, she was a very, very close friend of mine when I was in some really, really dark days of my life. And so last week it was finally over for her. And on her deathbed, true story, I'm getting chills just saying this out loud. On her deathbed, she literally said to her best friend who was sitting right there with her, she said, I don't want a funeral. I want there to be a celebration of my life, very specifically at the Belly Up with a Rolling Stones tribute band. So her best friend called me and said, hey, I know you and Carrie had seen plenty of Rolling Stones tribute bands. Who and how do I reach them? So, people mobilized. The only date that was available at the Belly Up was tonight, 2/22/22. The only night that was available tonight with that date. I don't know what 2/22/22 means other than it's all twos. And so tonight, about 100 people are gathering to celebrate Carrie's life. And if you knew Carrie McReynolds, if you're listening right now, you know how much this woman loved life, sports, music, being a San Diegan, etc. She loved it, and unfortunately, at only 50 years old, it upsets me so. At only 50 years old, and battling the last 5 years of her life dealing with breast cancer, um, the fight was finally over, and she, I hope, is in obviously a much better spot and place. However cosmic you want to be about it. But anyway, I'll be there tonight at the Belly Up Browner, just so you know,
Nice, man. That's
in
a
case you
great
were looking
reason to
for me.
celebrate. It's hard to funerals are very, very difficult for me. But I think that's a great way for people who know that they are not in the best condition toward the end to kind of just tell people how they want to go out. Because I don't think a lot of people want to have funerals. Like some people want folks to cry and jump in the grave, and some people are like, yo, man, have some drinks. Don't spend all that money. Funerals are expensive. Very, very expensive. So good for her for knowing what she wanted and getting the loved ones that she loved to get together and celebrate her life. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I know we will be doing that tonight.
22.
Yeah, we'll be doing it tonight. And if I started telling you the stories about the adventures that she and I had back, well, again, like I said, when I was in a really dark place in my life and my marriage, just a lot of crazy stuff was going on. If I told you the stories, you'd be like, oh man, I know why you want to celebrate her life, because she was just an amazing, incredible, loving person, someone who absolutely loved life. Okay, but I don't want to bring everybody down. So listen, where was I? Okay, Sunday. No football. First Sunday without football in 20 plus weeks. Alex, you barbecued for family, very nice. Browner, you are dad. You're active. You're engaged. You're with your child. You're watching Disney movies. Wonderful, beautiful. Me, my first Sunday without football. Thanks for asking, by the way. My first Sunday without football. At the end of the day, I looked on my phone. You know the little there's the heart icon on your phone. You know, I
Mhm.
walked
Oh, health.
13
Okay.
miles. I walked 13 miles on Sunday.
Why?
Huh?
Yeah.
Somebody after you?
No, nobody was chasing me, because then I would have said I ran 13 miles. I walked 13 miles on Sunday. And you say, well, why? There was no football. There was no football. So Sunday mid-morning, 10:30ish or so, Rachel and I decided, let's go out for a walk. Let's get some exercise. So the goal was to walk someplace, have some breakfast, and then we'll walk home. Well, we started walking. We're a mile in, 2 miles in. Hey, do you want to go to this place? Now let's keep going. Hey, I'm starting to get hungry. Okay, let's go to this place. So we wound up walking from my place in Cardiff down to Solana Beach, which was probably all said and done, maybe like 3 miles or so by the time we kind of got to where we were going. And then we ate, and then we came back. And like I said, by that time I looked at my phone, I was around like 7 miles and change for the day. And then I was meeting later with another pal of mine, because we were going to go for a run, which turned into a walk. And that was another 5 miles. And by the end of the day, I was like, I walked 13 miles on Sunday. And I was even complimented by Rachel, which is, hey, there's no football. You're not stuck on your phone all day. You're not watching the red zone on the NFL app. You're not following scores. You're not making us go to a bar so we can sit there and watch 2 games at once or 3 games at once. So, on one hand, I miss you, football. I love you. I miss you. I'm already excited for next football season. But on the other hand, gosh, to have a day back in your life, I mean, you get Sundays back. If you're a football junkie, if you're a crazy sports fan, Sunday was like a great day. No sports, no football.
I gotta be totally honest with you. I didn't miss it this Sunday. I just feel like the season was such a, there was like a week or two of COVID, but it just felt such a like a normal season, right? Like there was fans in the stands for all 24 games or whatever it was. There was no disruptions. Maybe I think, like I said, like a week or two, and I was just so content with the way the season played out. Just as a general NFL fan, not a Vikings fan, that I was cool with it. Like, all right, I'm ready for the offseason. I genuinely, and I know I'm alone on this, I genuinely have switched my entire attention to what the hell, baseball? Hurry up. Like, I swear to you guys, like, I am ready for baseball because I have shifted my mindset into we have a competitive team, supposedly. So now I'm excited to see it. I'm ready for the offseason to start again, to get this free agent class rolling again, to get Eric Hosmer off my team, soon. And like that's really what I was thinking about this sports weekend. I know the NBA All-Star thing was going on. I saw on Twitter the NBA 75 team. I saw like all that stuff. But for me, like I just kept reading Jeff Passan's tweets, and I was like, these idiots aren't even close. Like, who knows how many games we're gonna miss because they ain't close. That's really what I was thinking about.
Yeah. Yeah. So you went from football season is over and I'm okay with it and bring on baseball, and I'm pissed off because baseball's not even really close now, and they're already talking about, how many games are going to be canceled
Right.
because things aren't, in motion by now. And Browner, you shifted right into your passion, which is the NBA and the NBA All-Star game. I will say this about the All-Star game. So I'm not really into the All-Star game. I'm not into any All-Star game. So it's not an NBA thing. The NFL's Pro Bowl, didn't watch a second of it. Baseball's All-Star game, I probably watched a little of the home run derby, and then I'll watch some of the game. The NBA All-Star game, of all of the major pro sports, theirs is by far and away the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the best weekend, and it's the best game. And for someone who's not an NBA first sports fan, I'm an NFL first sports fan, to see the 3-point shooting contest, kind of fun. Slam dunk contest, totally lame.
Pretty terrible.
But the way that
Oh, you know what I watched? I take
what?
it all back. I did watch something from the All-Star game.
what's that?
The celebrity game where Alex Toussaint won MVP.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
your
my
boy
big dog.
Toussaint, dog.
Yeah.
I was just kind of waiting for my girl to get off work and get ready so we can go do her thing. And I watched most of that game in the background.
Miles
What's
Garrett.
the dude's name? Oh, Miles Garrett
Miles
was
Garrett.
impressive,
Garrett.
wasn't he?
For as
Ooh,
big as he is, that dude can jump.
Yeah,
dude.
man. Miles Garrett's got to be like probably 6'5", and like I'm guessing like 285,
Yep.
Yeah.
290. I mean, he's all yoked and bulky and everything. And the way that guy gets up and dunks the basketball,
Yeah.
super impressive.
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
Kareem Hunt is like a little tank. That dude looked way thicker without pads on the basketball court than I was expecting too. Machine Gun Kelly looked like he was part of the 1090 basketball game at Del Mar. He was awful.
But wait, Machine Gun Kelly, though, they were wearing these jerseys in the Celebrity All-Star game that looked like paint had just like somebody was
Exploded.
wearing all black
Yeah.
and they went through like a paint gun sort of thing, and they just got hit by pellets all over the place, fluorescent green, fluorescent pink. But Machine Gun Kelly's arms are so colorfully tatted that his arms, his skin, and the jersey all melded into one. I don't know if you noticed that.
That's the only reason why Machine Gun Kelly even got close to that game because he's from Ohio. That's it.
Mhm.
That's it. He was
Yeah.
pathetic.
Yeah, he wasn't very
Pathetic.
good. Yeah. But I guess the All-Star weekend, one thing I'll say about it is I thought, because I caught quite a bit of it, not like it's not like I sat on the couch for hours on a Sunday to watch this, but here's some of the things I caught. I think on Saturday I saw the Ultimate Draft. Did any of you guys see that?
No, I'm not interested. I was never.
Oh no,
interested.
What?
I actually thought it was really cool. They had like Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, and Kenny Smith. They're picking a team. They had
NBA
like Jerry
insiders were picking
West.
teams.
Right. They had like all these different people pick, and then you had the 75 greatest players, and there were a few like what they called wild card players, and each person drafted. And then it was like, hey, I need this kind of a player to match with this kind of a player. So it was like basketball history
Right.
Mhm.
with like modern day entertainment and television.
How many times did Shaq go, you don't know, Chuck? You don't know. You didn't win a
Yeah.
ring.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dude,
Chuck.
Dominic Lucas had the #1 pick and picked himself. It's like, bro, what are you doing? It's
But,
like, oh,
but
this
between
guy's a sleeper. I want to make sure he gets picked.
but
Dominic
between
Wilkins.
like I would say the Ultimate Draft I saw, a little bit of the 3-point contest, which was interesting that Karl Anthony Towns won it.
Mhm.
I did like the game. I didn't sit around like watch the whole game, but giving like, hey, win the quarter, you win this money for this charity.
Right.
And I also thought in the fourth quarter, first team that gets 24 points in the quarter is declared the winner. And it turns out to be LeBron with this crazy fadeaway. And then to your point, Browner, Steph Curry scores 50 points, hits 16 threes. Like there was actually something to talk about with the NBA All-Star game, So I kind of thought it was pretty cool.
Well, LeBron, of course, like I didn't
Oh,
not
my
about the
God.
All-Star game, but during All-Star week, he makes it all about himself.
The whole
And
time.
basically he's trying to gaslight the entire Lakers organization in the process. So that's fun.
This is
Okay,
what
well,
you-
let's
if
get
you-
to that.
Yeah, if you're the Lakers, you know what? No, explain now. I'll explain my piece after. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. Hold on a second. So let's start the show. I mean, I know we've been messing around here for the first, half of the first 2 segments, but let's get to LeBron and what he did at the All-Star game. That kind of steals the headlines. I think he felt ultra comfortable being in his hometown of Cleveland and all of his people around him. So we'll get to that coming up in a second. Hey, before we do, a reminder about I Thrive MD. Alex, I went on Friday and did the exact same treatment that you had done on Monday. This is after a night of drinking. Not that I felt like I needed the hydration, although I knew I was totally dehydrated. I wanted all the B vitamins, B6, B9, B12, the zinc, and all the other things that Dr. Maxey put into that intravenous bag of vitamins and hydration that went right here into my left arm. No problems with veins on these arms, Grande. And I sat there for 30 minutes. I took down all this hydration, and this was on Friday. I felt amazing all weekend. And even today, today's Tuesday, I still feel great. So the body gets the effects of the vitamins because they're put right into your body. It's not like you're taking a vitamin pill. You're not eating a Flintstones. You're not trying to drink water to hydrate. It all happens like that. So listen, whether it's testosterone because you're feeling slow and tired and sluggish and you don't have the energy in the bedroom, or maybe it's NAD because your testosterone levels are fine, but your energy levels are low, or maybe it is intravenous vitamins and hydration, amongst so many other things that they can do for you at iThriveMD. Just visit the website, ithrivemd.com, my last name /Kaplan, ithrivemd.com/Kaplan. The phone number, 858-240-1497, 858-240-1497. And those IV lounges are coming within the next couple of weeks.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
The Rich Eisen Show airs Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. An engaging blend of insightful football expertise with an offbeat mix of humor and pop culture while continuing to attract the most recognizable names in sports and entertainment. Only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
It doesn't matter what your background is and where you come from. If you have dreams and you have goals, and that's all that really matters.
I owe a lot to Charlie.
When you black, it's not a movement, it's a lifestyle. This is who we are.
The Rising. Proudly brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone. We were the first. We carry the fire that began civilizations, and then we built them. We strengthened a nation, and then we fought for it. We are scientists, poets, and lawmakers. We are artists, leaders, and warriors. And as we gaze toward tomorrow, we leave an indelible mark on the past. Black History Month on Your View is proudly brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
Main streets are the heart of our communities, where we connect with our neighbors, support local businesses, and share new adventures. Main Street Living celebrates all of this, bringing you uplifting stories with guests from across the country and your community. Main Street Living covers what's important to you today, from our street to your street. Join Cheryl, Danielle, and Quincy for Main Street Living. Mondays at 9 on Your View.
I founded Driveway Auction after working in the automotive industry, becoming a dealer and questioning the process that puts consumers at a huge disadvantage when selling their cars.
The big difference between Driveway and the other services is that Driveway works for you. If you've ever tried to sell a car, you know that it's an awful process that makes you either go and meet strangers in parking lots to take test drives, or sit at the dealership for hours and hours while they wear you down. Driveway eliminated all of that.
With Driveway Auction, we come to you, so we complete the 40-point vehicle inspection from the comfort and convenience of your own driveway.
We send an independent third-party inspector to take measurements of the car, take pictures of it, evaluate the condition.
We use that information to advocate for you, using our network of buyers to compete. And when they compete, you win.
They take over the whole process, and you don't have to do anything.
Our clients get more money and a better process with Driveway.
Everybody at Driveway made me feel so comfortable during the whole process. It was a great experience.
Prospect Home Finance is a mortgage company. We specialize in residential refinances and home purchases. So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, if you're going out looking for a pre-approval to buy a new home, meet with the realtor, we would help you facilitate that. and walk you through the process from A to Z. We specialize in getting homeowners loans for their dream home, but we also do more than that. So today we came down to Ocean Beach, partnered up with Surfrider, and had some team members come down here from Prospect, all pitched together, and had quite a bit of trash to clean up.
It's really heartening to see people come out and really care for the waterways.
It was great getting out here, and we're gonna do it again soon. We're always looking for ways to give back to the community of San Diego. So if you have any ideas or need any help or support in any way, visit us at homefinance.com.
We are very proud to announce that the Mightier 1090 is SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate. Introducing the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. One of the largest radio stations in North America just got bigger and better. Joining forces with the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Explore the Southwest lifestyle, the culture, the music, the food, y más. Join hosts J.R. Cardenas and Vanessa Ramirez on Su Vida.
Well, the holidays are well behind us.
And unfortunately, I'm still carrying those Christmas cookies, Vanessa.
That means it's time for this team to get in shape on the next Su Vida.
Yeah, you should have made me those tamales.
Watch Su Vida, Sunday night at 7 on YourView and YourView.com.
Hollander Dental is unique because we have been serving the Carlsbad community for over 25 years. We have a very spacious office with ample parking and state-of-the-art technology. The office has been newly renovated, so all the equipment and facility is brand new. Any patient visiting Hollander Dental can expect to be taken care of at every step of their visit.
With care and love and support. So when we're going through tough times, as dental work is and can be, they make it easy for us as patients.
Investing in your smile and your overall dental health in the long run will help you save money by preventing other medical conditions.
I would absolutely recommend Hollander Dental.
I do recommend Hollander Dental to anyone I know who needs something done.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
San Diego State men's basketball won their 5th straight game on Saturday night. SDSU got the win against Fresno State 61-44. Chad Baker-Mazara had a season-high 20 points. He was 6 of 7 from the field, 4 of 5 from the bonus distance, and 4 of 4 from the line. Kashad Johnson had 13 points, while Trey Pulliam had 9 points, and Joshua Tomek had 7. SDSU built a solid lead in the second half and were able to maintain that lead on their way to the 17-point win. The Aztecs are now 17-6 overall and 9-3 in conference play, heading into the final stretch of the regular season. They'll meet back up with this Fresno State team on March 3rd for their last home game of the season. Next up, SDSU takes on Boise State on Tuesday night. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by YourView.
Prospect Home Finance, San Diego's mortgage leader, is celebrating 15 years of happy clients. HomeFinance.com is the go-to resource online or on your mobile device to discover your best home loan options.
Hi, I'm Jason Bondrak, CEO at Prospect Home Finance. I want to say thank you to all of our clients, both past and future. As part of our 15-year anniversary, we'll close your home loan in 15 business days.
Start your easy home finance process today at HomeFinance.com.
My intention is to box to win a clean fight.
Convicted for draft evasion, threatened with imprisonment, Muhammad Ali is banned from fighting in all 50 states. But in Atlanta, Georgia, in October of 1970, that all changed. Matched against the top contender for the boxing crown, the greatest is back. Ali's comeback, proudly brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
Hey, great friends, what's going on? It is a Tuesday afternoon here on Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios. 7milecasino.com is the website, 7 minutes south of downtown San Diego. If you love blackjack and poker and table games, that's one side. On the other side, Sammy's Restaurant and Bar, which is great food, good beverages, a nice stiff drink. All of this in a smoke-free environment. You're going to love 7 Mile Casino. Come on down and visit 7milecasino.com. All right, Alex, we were talking about how there was no football on Sunday. So what
Mm-hmm.
do to fill the time? Browner brings up the one sporting event that I could think of on Sunday, which was the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah, there's not even F1 to make jokes.
You got nothing, huh?
I
No
mean,
F1.
they're all 10 teams have now released the new car for 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And some teams took the car on the track for the first time this offseason. That's about it, though.
You don't want to now get so into auto racing that you're going to break down what happened at the Daytona 500 this past weekend?
No, I'm not into NASCAR. I'm into Formula One, where they make
it.
left and right turns.
Okay, so you just don't like the circular track?
Yeah, I didn't even, like the Coliseum thing intrigued me, but just for clips, not to tune in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it too. I liked it a couple weeks ago before the Super Bowl. I liked the track around the Coliseum. I would have liked to have driven on that.
That would have been
just
dope to drive, or even walk around it. How long really was it? Was it like a quarter mile? It's so
I don't
short.
know, man.
Yeah.
It seemed very tight. Very, very tight.
Lewis Hamilton confirmed to race this year.
Oh, yeah.
Browner.
Fantastic.
He's going for his 8th world championship.
It's great. Lewis Hamilton. The question is, down the stretch, can he outdo Bubba Watson?
Exactly.
Those are two names that Browner knows. Hamilton doesn't. He just knows the name Hamilton. Doesn't know,
Right.
and he knows Bubba Watson
because spot him if he showed up on the show.
Right, but Bubba Watson, the one black driver, Browner,
The only
Browner's
Jordan
a fan.
brand driver.
That's right.
That's a fan right there.
There you go.
So I did take in, not all, not most. I certainly wasn't making my whole day around the NBA All-Star game. But forget about the game for a second. Forget about the festivities, three-point shooting, slam dunk contest, which everybody destroys. Which, listen, the slam dunk contest is just boring. If you had the superstars of the game participating, maybe it would be more interesting. The way it is right now, it just sucks. It used to be the thing, and now it's like the last thing that anybody cares about. Coming out of the All-Star game, though, rather than anybody talking about Steph Curry with 16 threes and 50 points, or even LeBron James hitting the game-winning shot in his hometown, the only thing people seem to be talking about is what LeBron did, what he said at the All-Star game. And as we're heading out of the NBA All-Star break and what I'll call is the second half of the season's about to start, when we're really close to 60 games in, what LeBron said at the All-Star game has been making news. Not what he did, not the final shot, not his team winning their 5th straight, just simply what he had to say. So Grande, you always call me and Browner LeBron haters.
Yes.
But your attitude or your tone thus far about LeBron and what he did doesn't sound like you're very supportive of what LeBron had to say.
I am first and foremost, I'm a Laker fan. That's it. I don't follow players. I'm not a Gen Zer that's like, oh, I go wherever LeBron goes. I don't subscribe to that whatsoever. So when a current player on the Lakers is trying to basically incinerate the organization, yeah, I'm not going to be a fan of what he's doing, especially because instead of owning it, instead of taking some sort of responsibility for the decisions that he himself has made, which we all know is to be a fact that he was the one that wanted Russ Westbrook on this team. Instead of owning that and being partially or taking some sort of responsibility, the finger pointing has begun, and it's only going to get worse from here. And so, yeah, Scott, I was not a big LeBron fan when he wasn't a Laker. I was forced to defend him on this show numerous times because he is a Laker. But when you're going against the Laker organization, as terrible as I think they are, yeah, I'm not going to be a fan of LeBron.
Look, man, this is what y'all signed up for. Lakers, this is what y'all signed up for. I don't know what his motive is to do this. Like, this is a lose-lose.
Really? Oh, I think his motive is very obvious and clear. Go ahead.
Because when you were on Cleveland, before you
Mhm.
came to Los Angeles, Kobe Altman was going to be the general manager. These pieces that they have on the roster right now, if you were going to Cleveland, you would have had them traded for veteran players. So I don't really understand this idea now that LeBron is now commenting Sam Presti, Kobe Altman, all these general managers, when he's the one who put the team together. Because it was well known that DeMar DeRozan thought he had a contract with the Lakers. He's having an MVP season. It was well known that there were parts available from the Sacramento Kings that the Lakers could have traded for. He didn't want those either. He wanted Russell Westbrook. So that's what he got. And now it looks like this. You made this team. You got AD. That resulted in a bubble ship. Congratulations. A championship to championship.
A bubble ship, huh?
But now he seems to be damaged goods. And you want out. And it doesn't work like that. It literally, he's out there saying, well, I don't even know how long my contract is. Come on, dog. Really?
I'll say this to only refute one of your points. You signed up for this? Yeah. And it was worth it.
I would hope so.
It was.
It's
You
gonna
get
suck.
a championship. You get a championship, and it's worth it.
Let me ask you this, though. Let me, because Browner, you said you don't know what LeBron is trying to do here. Well, first and foremost, I think it's rather obvious that LeBron does not want to take the responsibility for where the Lakers are today.
Yeah.
It's easier to say, I'm not in that business. And then what you do is you put all the responsibility onto Rob Pelinka, the Lakers general manager, and you shift the responsibility that you have, LeBron, for the team that you built, because this is the team that you wanted. But all of a sudden, when things don't work out the way you thought, now it's not my fault. Now it's somebody else's fault. So complimenting other general managers, whether it's Cleveland's GM who's acquired young talent or Oklahoma City's GM who has a great history of drafting top-notch talent, the first thing he's doing is, and by the way, and add to it what he did last week, which is when the Rams were having their Super Bowl parade and Les Snead was wearing that shirt that said F them draft picks, and LeBron comes out and says, that's my kind of general manager right there. Those are three compliments of other GMs, which I think everybody assumes those three compliments are a very clear shot at the Lakers general manager for two reasons. One, no trade was made to help the team this year. And two, when Pelinka tells the world, me, LeBron, and AD are all on the same page about not making a trade at the trade deadline, and then the report that comes out and says that's totally false, that is where this thing is starting to circle downward. This thing's starting to spiral. So clearly LeBron does not want to take the responsibility for what we all think is the team that he built. So that's the first part of it.
Mm-hmm. This
Second
is a
thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, go ahead. I'm curious to hear what you say about that, because
This is one of those things, though. Like, it's we can place a lot of the blame on LeBron, but this is a perfect time to play like blame game pie, or like because you can put so much blame on so many different people. I think that this thing starts from the top. When you got Jeannie Buss, you start there. You can blame her. You could blame Kurt Rambis and his wife. You could blame Rob Pelinka. You could blame Clutch. You could blame Rich Paul. You could blame LeBron. You could blame Anthony Davis. You could blame Frank Vogel because he's not getting the best out of this roster either. Like, there's so much blame to go around here. But when you act like a victim, like an innocent bystander through this whole process, that's not cool, because LeBron, he's not that. He's not
Right.
just someone that's on a team watching.
Who's
He's not
caught up in
THT.
everything.
He's not THT. He's not
Right.
like sitting back and
He's
this
not
is
Austin
happening.
Reeves.
Right. This is something that he made happen. Anthony Davis worked out fantastic, but you had bones of a team, of a championship team, before LeBron got there. Clearly, because as soon as they traded away all these pieces, this roster's 4 games under 500 in 58 games. Like, that's not a good. They're not even a good team. I wouldn't say they're a good team. So
I'm with
that's
you,
what
though.
bothers me the most about all this is
Yeah,
that LeBron
that he
acting
sounds
like
like the victim.
this is
Yeah,
happening all around me. This is not acceptable.
yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that. I think that's the whole point is that LeBron James, no one says no to LeBron James. When LeBron James goes into Rob
Well,
Pelinka's
wait,
office.
No. Let's not say that. Let's not say
Okay,
that.
go ahead. Correct me. Correct me where I'm wrong.
The two people who've said no to him, he's left their team. The Miami Heat said no to him. He took his stuff. He went back to Cleveland. Cleveland said no to him. He took his stuff. He went down to Miami.
Well,
the Lakers have said no to him. He's going to take his stuff and he's going to go play somewhere else.
Well, this is precisely where I'm headed with this. Is that if you say no to him and you don't kowtow to every request that he has, that's when LeBron says, I'm done with you. And not only am I going to leave, you're either going to do what I tell you to do, or I am going to take off, and I'm in control of that. And so there's really nobody else in sports. I mean, I don't think that Kevin Durant is on the same level. I don't think Aaron Rodgers gets this sort of treatment by the Green Bay Packers, but I do feel like the Lakers sold their soul. In other words, the Lakers were so bad before LeBron got to LA. And so rather than them signing a free agent player who's the best player who wants to come play for the best brand, what they did is they did a business transaction. That's all. Here's LeBron. He's the peanut butter. Here's the Lakers. They're the jelly. Put the two of those things together. Well, when LeBron wins a championship and then wants to start making roster moves, okay, LeBron, you delivered a championship.
Right. Fair.
Now that this thing is turned into a disaster, now LeBron is talking about, well, maybe I will go back.
Well,
to
yeah, and
Cleveland.
also LeBron's at the stage of his career, and he's smart enough to know this team's not going to win a championship this year, and they don't have enough cap space, draft picks to really be competitive next year. Like, let's be real. They're going to come back with a very similar team because that's kind of what they got. So I think LeBron is smart enough, and this is probably what he's doing is like, I'm not going to go out missing the playoffs. I'm not going to go out getting eliminated in the first round in back-to-back-to-back years. I need to get to a place that I can contend for a championship. So, he starts throwing out like, the door's not closed on me returning to Cleveland. Cleveland don't want you. Cleveland's building a legit team from the bottom up. They're not going to come in and have you disrupt the whole thing right now. So my point being is I get what he's doing, but it really bothers me that he's acting like he didn't do this to himself.
Yeah. Right. But here's what I think is happening, though. This is what I think is happening. Because, Browner, my point about nobody says no to this guy, you're right. When somebody said no to him in the past, he packed his crap and he left.
Mm-hmm.
And so if the Lakers say no to him now, that's what he wants to do. I'll get out of here. If you don't listen to me, if you don't do what I say, then I'm out of here. And I think, this is just my own theory, that the Lakers front office all got together and went, hold on, everybody. Let's everybody pump the brakes. Jeannie, are you planning on selling the team anytime soon? No, I'm not. Okay, so you're going to be here, right? Kurt and Linda, you're Jeannie's BFF. Are you guys planning on going anywhere? No. Okay, so you're going to be here. Rob, you've been our general manager. You've helped us achieve a championship. You got a lot of history with us and with this organization. You want to leave? Are you planning on going anywhere? No, I'd love to stay as long as I'm welcome. Okay, great. So the four of us, we're not going anywhere. Okay? But LeBron is 37. And I don't care how great he's playing. His career is going to come to an end. And his contract is only for next season.
That's what makes it worse, Scott. His numbers are fantastic. MVP style numbers, and you're 4 games below 500. So what's the point of having this if it's not equating to wins?
Correct. So now this gets back to my theory. The four of them, the people who aren't going anywhere, they all sat around and went, well, LeBron did deliver what we wanted from him and what we expected from him. He brought us a championship after a ton of miserable years at the end of Kobe's career and then after Kobe Bryant. So we've already won. We've achieved what we set out to do. Jeannie Buss has a championship on her resume. It's not all her dad. So when they look into the future, they say to themselves, LeBron's not going to be here. Could be next year, could be his last year, even if he signs an extension. Let's say it's 3 years from now. Why are we going to trade away picks that we're going to need way into the future, all for LeBron, who's dictating to us what to do. And then when we don't listen to everything he says, he rats us out publicly like this.
Right.
And by the way, he uses all these people, Dave McMiniman from ESPN, this guy from The
Stephen A.
Athletic,
Shannon
right?
Sharp.
He uses all his people, LeBron's people, know how to manipulate the media. And the media, who wants to stay in close and in good graces with LeBron, they do what they're told.
I think if you're going to look at this from what happened over the All-Star break, the first the first thing and the only thing I had a problem with is you don't publicly romanticize about other organizations when you have such control over your organization. The idea that LeBron James was at the 75th team anniversary, high-fiving and hugging guys and just being a statesman of the game, I appreciate that. The fact that he went out in his hometown, scored the winning basket, I thought it was poetic. I thought it was great. The other stuff, the Lakers didn't need that. Regardless of how upset you are with the Lakers, they didn't need you to go out praising a team you burnt down when you left it.
No, but he's doing it because he's losing control, Browner. That's
Lost.
the whole, I think that
lost. I wouldn't say
okay.
I would say LeBron James has lost the one thing that he has had at his high point at every point in his career. He's lost control of the Lakers front office because the numbers, LeBron can go in there and say, I'm doing this, and this on the stat sheet. And they're going to turn to him and go, yeah, fool, we're in 9th place. He's reached the empty stat portion of his career. Yeah, you got 7 assists, 7 rebounds, 28 points. We're in 9th place. And you at this point, you are Russell Westbrook. What's the point? You're just getting stats. You're chasing history. You're just chasing history in a Laker jersey.
I will also say this too.
You become the all-time leading scorer. We would prefer if you did it in a Laker jersey. That's what this is at this point.
I will say this too. I don't trust Rob Pelinka or Kurt Rambis to be able to turn this around.
Oh, me neither. No.
But you kind of if your cards are dealt, you don't have a great hand right now. But you can't go all in when you got a 7-9. You just don't. And that's where the Lakers are right now. They don't have a great hand, but you can't risk anything that you got, including the 2027 first round pick. You can't risk any of that stuff for something that you can't control, like a 37, soon to be 38-year-old player. You just can't. I said this in the offseason, and I still believed it then. I still believe it now, but it just doesn't work. When you have LeBron on your team right now, you have to go all in. But that's under the assumption that you're a playoff team, that you're actually good, because every team he's been on has been good. So this is the first time we're seeing it where, wait, LeBron's putting up MVP numbers and the team still stinks. Why would I go all in right now? Is bringing in John Wall going to make me a contender? No.
That's my point about the front office. That Browner, to what you said earlier, Pat Riley was in control of the Miami Heat, and he wasn't going to be steamrolled by LeBron James. The Lakers were so desperate that they did a deal with LeBron that LeBron gets to be virtually in control.
The de facto GM.
Right. And so now that thing, as Alex just described it, here's a 37-year-old player with MVP caliber numbers, but the team still stinks. If you're sitting around the office going, let's take control back, how do we do that? Tell him no. Hey, you brought Russell Westbrook here. You figure it out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so if he doesn't like no, and he's going to go out there and tell us that he's going to leave us, you talk about a guy that really truly believes he's in total control of his own destiny. He may be, he may not be, but yeah, he might go back to Cleveland. Like you said, maybe the Cavaliers don't want him. I mean, their players were asked about it and they were like, dude, we're trying to build our own legacy here.
Right.
That's one. How about the next one? I'm going to be where Bronny is. First of all, what if Bronny is not an NBA player? First and foremost.
Can I speak
hold your thought on that, because we're going to hit this break, because that one really is the one that got me. I will be where Bronny is, and that's the end of it. It's like, how do you control that per se?
Play for free.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me have one.
Hey, if Jello got a job, LeBron can make that happen.
Ask me that question when we come back.
All right. I will definitely
Clayton's next.
set you up for that. All right. I'll set you up for that as the show goes on.
John Clayton that question.
All right, let me say this. If you have any pest control needs, great friends, you go to Corky's Pest Control, 1-800-901-1102. If you have a termite problem, it could be a big deal where you got to get out of your house and he's got to come in and he's got to tenant and he's got to do all this work. But on the other hand, if you have there can be smaller termite issues where it's just really localized and it's in one little spot in the house, and Corky doesn't need you to move out, doesn't need you to get out of the way. He can do it in one day. Call Corky, especially when it comes to termites. He'll quote you a price on the phone. That's the price. He's not going to come back and go, hey, it costs more. It's a bigger deal than I thought. That's the price. So look, today I just want to focus in on termites. You have any sort of termite issue, big or small, Corky will fix it. So call 1-800-901-1102.
Corky.
Nice. All right. We'll keep going on this. Plus, John Clayton stopping by. This is Kaplan and Crew from the 7 Mile Casino Studios.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
.1090 just got bigger and better. Please join us in welcoming SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate, the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. NFL, MLB, NBA, live games, the best sports talk programming with the largest signal in all of California. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
If you love animals, Animal Zone is for you. From rescues to animal experts, Animal Zone is fun for the whole family. Watch Animal Zone right here on Your View, Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. and visit animalzone.org to learn more about the show.
We were the first. We carry the fire that began civilizations, and then we built them. We strengthened a nation, and then we fought for it. We are scientists, poets, and lawmakers. We are artists, leaders, and warriors. And as we gaze toward tomorrow, we leave an indelible mark on the past. Black History Month on Your View is proudly brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
Prospect Home Finance, San Diego's mortgage leader, is celebrating 15 years of happy clients. HomeFinance.com is the go-to resource online or on your mobile device to discover your best home loan options.
Hi, I'm Jason Bondrak, CEO at Prospect Home Finance. I want to say thank you to all of our clients, both past and future. As part of our 15-year anniversary, we'll close your home loan in 15 business days.
Start your easy home finance process today at HomeFinance.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
San Diego State men's basketball won their 5th straight game on Saturday night. SDSU got the win against Fresno State 61-44. Chad Baker-Mazara had a season-high 20 points. He was 6 of 7 from the field, 4 of 5 from the bonus distance, and 4 of 4 from the line. Kashad Johnson had 13 points, while Trey Pulliam had 9 points, and Joshua Tomek had 7. SDSU built a solid lead in the second half and were able to maintain that lead on their way to the 17-point win. The Aztecs are now 17-6 overall and 9-3 in conference play, heading into the final stretch of the regular season. They'll meet back up with this Fresno State team on March 3rd for their last home game of the season. Next up, SDSU takes on Boise State on Tuesday night. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
Today, we proudly held the ribbon cutting ceremony for our new office in La Jolla, California. Here we are in the Merrill Lynch building, right in the middle of the village, and really, really happy to be part of this neighborhood. This is really special to Prospect in that it almost signifies the fact that we've grown up officially. We have survived the past 15 years by being very agile. We come to this one amazing location from 3 separate offices. So it's fantastic having everyone under one roof. This is going to do wonders in terms of streamlining our operations, being able to communicate with someone down the hall as opposed to someone who's several blocks away is going to be terrific. Our CEO, Jason Vondrack, he's a very humble person, but I know this day really, really means a lot to him in that he has led this company for 15 years, and he started this business out of a studio apartment, and look where we are now. That's huge. I think this new space signifies just endless possibilities for Prospects. I mean, we're headquartered in La Jolla, but we do business all around the country. So our goal is to be licensed to offer home financing in all 50 states, and we're well on our way.
Prospect Home Finance. Fast, friendly, affordable.
I'm Lex Gillette, 5-time Paralympic medalist, 4-time world champion, and world record holder in the long jump for totally blind athletes. Running and jumping without your eyesight is one of the most incredible feelings out there. When I leave the ground though, to jump and soar through the air and eventually land in the sand, that is my way of defying gravity.
Big breath, get tight.
Celebrating Black history is very important, but I think that it certainly extends beyond just these 28 days. We need to get to a space where we are making this country a better space to live in. At the end of the day, it's not our eyes that ultimately determine success. It's our ability to see that vision, to develop that plan, connect with the right people, and do everything in your power to bring that vision into fruition.
So I became a dentist because I just love science and I love art. I have a music background, so I wanted to do something that I can use the hand dexterity that I've developed, through my musical training. We've had a practice in San Diego for 25 years. It's called the Super Dentist. For over 2 decades, I've had parents ask me the same questions on a daily basis. And so I decided to put all of this information in one place. I wrote a book. Title of it is If Your Mouth Could Talk. Because if your mouth could talk, it would tell you about the condition of your entire life. Right now, the oral care marketplace is a mess. And so we decided to launch a new company called Supermouth, which is a subscription model of oral care. And so we want to be proactively educating parents, providing the tools and the oral care products to make sure they can raise healthier, happier, more successful kids. The education piece is a key piece in our company, because if you're educated as a parent, you're going to do the right things. People can find my book, If Your Mouth Could Talk, themouthbook.com, and purchase the book there, and also get some special gifts to go along with the book.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Hi, my name is Giovanni, and this is my mural. What intrigued me most about this project is that I realized there was not a lot of Black street artists, and then there was not a lot of Black art on walls. So that's what intrigues me the most, is that this is a project that's putting up multiple and plentiful of walls of Black people on walls.
I'm Deborah, and this is my mural. When I was approached about this project as a portrait painter, I kind of like the idea of a challenge. I've done large-scale pieces that were called murals, but I had never done an outdoor mural, and I really love the subject matter. They didn't assign the subjects right off the bat. We had to kind of hear what they were going to do, and I was thrilled. I got to pick it, and this is the one that I was most happy with.
If you love animals, Animal Zone is for you. From rescues to animal experts, Animal Zone is fun for the whole family. Watch Animal Zone right here on your view, Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. And visit animalzone.org to learn more about the show.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 a.m. ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.